What's up, everybody? Back, and we are going to go ahead and resume what we were working on, which was finishing up this piece and then working on my zines and Zen Doodles. Or actually, I call them Zine Doodles because Zine Tangles, Zine Doodles, because they're meant to go into a zine, and they're tangles and they're doodles, as well as just mindful type of drawing and botanicals, as I'm calling them, because I don't really do botanicals that well, so we're just calling them botanicals. But first things first, let's make sure we are getting this stream out to everybody, so that way they can hang out and enjoy our company. I might be hearing a little bit of noise in the background. My husky is restless. Oreo. So
the trash is stuck.
Okay. All right, just do what you can, and I'll get that one. Thank you. Okay. You gotta take her out again. All right. The husky is still restless.
Actually, I think she's just trying to figure out who you're talking to.
No, I think she wants to go back outside.
Why do you say that?
Go ahead, take her out, please. All right, so let's go ahead and drop this in the Discord real quick, and then we'll go ahead and go from there.
Okay, now I think she needs to go. Okay. Let's go. Sophie, in there? Huh? Okay, I know. I'm getting my shoes on.
Okay.
Where's the... Is that Sophie? Want to play? Is that it? Yeah.
Okay. So, part 2. Go to Twitter. Does Twitter need this? I always am iffy about Twitter, especially since social media keeps changing. Instagram, for example, now wanting more reels and video than they do photos. So it's like, why do I bother? All right. I've yet to go to Facebook, but I think it automatically goes there. So, okay, I'm gonna get back to this. Please let me know if you can hear me. If you can't hear me, then that tells me my stuff's not set up right. That uncertainty. But when last we left, I started quickly applying lights with this pencil. A little bit of rim lighting right here.
She peed twice, she pooped twice, and she ran.
All right, thank you for the report. Okay, let's get these mushrooms figured out now. I'm using the wrong colored pencil. I should be using Listen, you got earphones you can use?
Mm-hmm.
Can you use them?
Yeah.
All right.
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Just wondering, because you're asking.
Because I'm live streaming,
Okay.
and I don't know if people want to hear your TikToks right now or whatever it is you're watching.
Okay, so you told me I should go in the kitchen?
Either that or put on earphones.
Oh, earphones? I thought you meant like phones. But okay, I'll go in the kitchen.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Do your kids question you all the time? My kids talk to me as if I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. So we've applied some colored pencils to these two characters in the background, and I feel like those were really flat, and that's why I wanted to get something more to kind of bring those alive more. But I'm kind of feeling okay about these two characters in the foreground. I don't know if I want to actually go in there with the colored pencils and render those. So I do know I want to cover up a mistake I made because the eraser's not working. And I don't know if that will work. Is this too light? That's too light, isn't it? Yeah, it's too light. Okay. I might have to just do a highlight. All right, let's just go in there with some highlights, and then we might be able to put this thing to bed. This is what I was afraid of. It's too waxy. Let me come back to that. mistake. I remember wanting to do a few flowers. I knew I was going to have to go with a topical treatment because the original flowers were going to be covered up by the markers. So this part's kind of waxy, but the coloring is going back on it better. So maybe, yeah, this is ready now for coloring. Okay, I mean for highlights. I can still hear his videos way over here. Somebody's screaming. So some of the pigment keeps coming off on this gel pen, and that's where we're getting that little waxy buildup, and then it doesn't put down as much. So I gotta keep cleaning this off. Switch to a different one. Much better. Okay. Go back in and add some of this grass here. The blades. The dark side of the blade. Reestablish. Go ahead and add the rest of the flowers here. I used to have. Well, I have whiteout, but that feels like it'd be dangerous. I used to have a Presto. Oh, is that it? Oh snap! Found it. Let's test it on here first. Okay. The image makes bigger ones, and you can. It's also cool for outlining. You need to do in Halo or outline characters, but it makes for larger clusters. There, like that. So, but oh, look how opaque that is. So remember, I was having trouble on top of the mushrooms because of the waxy buildup from the colored pencil. Well, now this takes care of that because it sits on top. Doesn't smell too nice, but definitely sit on top. All right, with that being said, I think I'm going to call it done here. I'm going to sign it and we'll just call it done and let it dry. And maybe I'll look at it again tomorrow, but I honestly feel like it's pretty much a wrap and best to leave it alone before it gets over-rendered, overworked. Some might argue that it's already there, but I think we're still okay. Let me sharpen this pencil. Okay. So that's it. Should I hold it up to the camera if I can get it in frame? Hey, Ari, what do you think?
Oh, that's really good.
Do you like it?
Yes, I want
Okay. You want one? Okay. All right. So, kid has spoken. She wants one. My video stopped. Dang it. I didn't catch her any of that. Okay. All right. We are done with this. Now I can actually focus on some of the other things, which is the ADHD zines and doodles. Take a sip of a coffee. Should I take a? Oh, my phone's being used, so I can't take a photo and put it on social media. But first real Pokemon artwork. Like seriously trying to do Pokemon. So what next? Well, when last we were working on a Monday, I've been working on these doodles and these, but I'm calling them botanicals right now because I don't really do. Oh, thanks, Jess. Wow, very nice to see you. So Jess is definitely someone who I feel is very much an influence when it comes to the bullet journal planning and all that type of organizational stuff. Yeah, botanicals. So yeah, because I can't do the botanicals like as well as the rest of you all do. So, but yeah. So anyways, Jess, feel free to. I think we got 3 people in here counting you and me, but if you want to, go ahead and link to your channel. So Jess has got an awesome channel, and I devour that content. And every time I'm trying to look for how to do a spread or a layout, or how to get organized, and I've been really, really, really thankful to be welcomed into Jess's community on Discord and everything like that. So they've been very welcoming to someone like myself, and it's given me like a new boost of energy, creative energy, when it comes to working on some of this stuff. While I've still struggled to do the bullet journaling and planning, you know, I can definitely say that without those channels and those communities, I may have not gotten to this project that I'm doing now, which is basically taking my ADHD and the issues I've been dealing with and the bottlenecking and doing a combination of stuff that I would see in the planning community, stuff that I would see in Zen Doodles and Tangles, and Zen Tangles, and as well as just different bullet journal spreads and things that I thought were really, really nice, artsy, and just applying, like, I guess, my own grunge aesthetic 90s influence onto it. And so that led me to where I was able to kind of start combining the zine and mini comic culture with it. So all this negative type of stuff that was going on, I'm now utilizing it to try and just get out and work it out through this means. So what you see here is I've already done the text things, and I will tangle in between around the text, the halos, but each one of these frames is going to be a figure or a portrait. So it's going to be turning into a little mini comic by the time I'm done with it. So sneaking photos of my kids and everything like that, but they were kind of annoyed. So I might only use like a part of an eye, part of a nose, or something like that. I did finish up these though, however, these crazy ones. Thanks, Tom. And thank you, Jess. So I finished all these up. So these, I got to figure out what kind of paper stock would be good for a coloring book, because I want to turn these all into, the first version of all this will be like black and white or one color paper, so that you gotta take her outside. Sorry, the husky's demanding to be outside. She needs to take it outside and run around a little bit. Run her till she's tired. Come on, both of you.
I took her out 2 times already.
Okay, well, both of you go, please. Okay, parenting. I'm still trying to figure that out, and we're going on with 15 years now. So, but yeah. So, anyways, these are just kind of like different exercises, and my hand would cramp up, and my fingers would cramp up, and I would be holding it so tight, trying to get these done. But the good thing is that they're done. I've got them as concept raw sketches. Hey, kids, I'm really serious. She didn't bite you. She nipped at you. Can you please take her out? At any rate, so
she hit me with her.
I wish I could influence my kids to listen to me instead of like them ignoring me and just kind of doing what they want to do in the background here while I'm trying to actually stream. But whatever.
Alright, what do you have my shoes on?
Hold on. Hey, Logan.
Okay, she said I could.
Logan, I'm serious, and you're kind of messing me up right now, buddy. Okay. When you're a big time Twitch gamer, I'm gonna just jump in the background in a big diaper and wave my hands around and mess you up.
You already said that already.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do it twice now. All right. At any rate, so these are rough draft versions, and then what I'll probably do is snap a photo, take them into Procreate, and see if I can use the streamline payback for sure. The streamlining pen to kind of ink these up a little more nicer and tighter. But I think I'll also try and attempt to do regular analog ink pens on these as well. But I'll have two versions. I'll have the digital version and leaving myself a buffer and just basically like simultaneously trying to get better at inking with Procreate and have a digital file. And then analog wise, just try and, use these for what they were meant for, which was just basically getting lost into it. Now it's hard to see because I don't have everything's kind of like one flatness though, but inside the letters there's different like other drawings happening. So in Procreate I'll try and figure out how to make that more distinguishable. But we've got an eye, we have, what is that? That's a nose. Okay, it took me a minute to figure that out. That's an ear, and that's a mouth. So amongst all this chaos in here like that. So my library of assets or tangles or doodles is still very, very small. I'm still developing those doodles, those tangles. I still have to watch lots of YouTube videos, lots of planning videos. Like Jess, for example, I'll do a deep dive in Jess's like catalog of many, many videos, and sit there and watch and just like, I just kind of fall into it like a hyper focus and everything like that. So I'm still building up my assets library, my tangles, my doodle library, and eventually what happens on here is the residue, the default of what's left in my brain, so you can see some type of botanical stuff like that. It's a little more rough and everything, but yeah. So the iPad Procreate will attempt to see if we can get cleaner stuff happening here, more streamlined stuff, but ultimately it's probably going to end up looking like this, just with black and ink, because I mean my left hand of doom is the left hand of doom. It is what it is, and so. I learned a long time ago when I first jumped on the iPad, as cool as it was and then as intuitive as it was, that it wasn't going to dramatically change my line work, my line quality, because it's so intuitive. It's so really like smooth, not smooth, but in a way almost like drawing that it even copies your crappy line work. So other than if you have a setting where it streamlines it and kind of you pull the pen, so that's one thing. So what we'll do when we do get to that point, I'll definitely do it on camera on a live stream, so that way you can all see the comparison. And we'll just show back and forth. We'll show these versions, the analog versions, and we'll show the digital versions. Obviously, whichever one looks the cleanest might make it to the printing stage, so that way I could sell these at a zine show and stuff like that. But until then, we're just gonna go ahead and try some things out. So that's what we've had working on. Now I know I had a curve one. Oh, here it is. So I really enjoyed doing this one so much that I couldn't wait to get back to it. And I had to stop myself from doing it just on my own because I was like, nah, let's save it for the live stream. I already have the tabs open where I have different like flowers and botanicals already bookmarked. And they're in random order. I don't sit there and pick out a specific flower by name because I don't know the names anyways. But what I do have is just like, oh, that looks interesting. That might work in a composition, or I wouldn't mind drawing or trying to draw that. And that's what happens. So right here, we have a square, curve, right? That's what it's supposed to be like. But when I go to print, it's all probably going to be like a square because it has to be printed on a cover or page. So I haven't quite figured out the printing yet because I'm not there. Yes, yeah. Yeah, the whole prep work, and I've got myself boxed into this little space now after how many times I've complained on the Discord about trying to get a space set up, but now I think it's overwhelming to my wife, so I think I might definitely have to go downstairs and clean up that big old mess when I first showed up, and get that studio going, so that way I can actually have space to breathe. But right now I just want to get through this week and the next week and everything like that. This dog is still white. Oh, it's because I'm ignoring you. Okay, that's the problem with Ori. She's like she's acting out because I'm not. Oreo, come here, come here,
Scary dog.
come here, come here. Hey, hi, hi. Wish you could see her. She's okay. You want pets? Huh? Come up here. Can you come up here? Too cramped? No. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm gonna get back to work. Okay. Sorry. I got stuff to do. Okay. What a diva. Okay. Uh-oh. I just turned my back to her. If you hear me scream or shout, it's probably because she just jabbed her nails into my back. So she's like that. Okay. Why don't you guys go upstairs and like watch a movie? Why? Is she doing homework? Oh, is she doing her letters?
I don't know.
Okay, she probably just needs a break from you all. There we go. Get into the flowers. All right. And then going back to the stream, so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so now I've got some more flowers up. And I'm going to attempt to draw some more. What are these? Roger's Red? That's a snail vine. That looks really trippy. These Roger Reds look trippy. All right. So I got to come to a decision. Do I go ahead and go botanical on these ones, or leave these with the botanicals and then do something different, like maybe skulls or skeletons or bones on there, so that way I have some like contrasting themes and aesthetics. So that'll be something I need to figure out here. So let's go ahead and do this one right now, though, since I'm already got the flower stuff. Let's try to make sure we're in frame here. I know it's really hard to see, at least from where I can tell it is. I really like these pencils, by the way. Okay, so composition-wise, we have the letter D over here, and the flower. So how much of it do I want to cover? So I'm going to go heavy on this side, composition-wise, because I already went and put most of the weight down here from the right. So we're going to go over here as a counter and see if it also helps the overall composition when these things are together. Again, the idea was to eventually make enough of these in different ones and covers, treatments that people can just kind of pick and choose which ones they want, what letters they want. And then this flower is really hard to draw. I don't think I should draw this one. I'm not ready for that yet. Here we go. Okay, this one's more of a baby step. So I just finished Stranger Things finally, and I freaking loved it, and I can't wait for more. Believe the hype when it comes to Eddie the Freak, because that was really awesome. And I remember going to Metallica from one of my earlier concerts. All this veinage. Try not to get too into the rendering, because what's going to happen, this is going to get inked anyways, right? So I'm going to lose all that value unless I can somehow replicate it into the inking stage. And I'm not that great of an inker, so that's probably not going to happen. However, we do have it's interesting because just by proxy, I guess, if that's even the right word, of trying to do these botanicals. They give you a lot of different textures and hatching and whatnot. So it's almost, again, I can see why people have an affinity with doing doodles and botanicals together, because it really makes sense, especially with the planning community. So yeah, I liked the performance so much that I think I am going to follow the actor and some of their other work. I don't know what else they've been in. I even watched a YouTube where he actually got to jam out with Metallica, which was kind of cool. So it's funny because I was trying to tell my son that I think I have this album still somewhere, like recorded on a cassette tape. But before he understood what I was talking about, he didn't understand what I was talking about. He thought, I was like, yeah, I know, because I had on Amazon Music the soundtrack playing. But like, no, I think I actually have the tape. So trying to explain to my kids that albums were meant as a whole. Yeah, he doesn't have long hair. He's kind of like, did I ever show you my high school picture with when I had long hair? If not, I'll post it. I'll post it somewhere in the Discord. But yeah, I used to have like long curly hair like that, and I had cheekbones before I end up eating all these donuts and everything like that. So and I had this dad bod. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'll definitely put it in there though, but yeah, it's funny because that's 1986. But between 1986 and 1996, not too much changed as far as metal goes, as far as the clothing, other than adding maybe flannel, the influence of grunge, and and Doc Martens, So I mean, or maybe that was still happening in 1980. No, 1986 was probably more Vans and skate shoes, if I'm thinking about it correctly. So so it's very close to the wear, leather jackets and all that, or denim. So we got a lot of this floral stuff right here. It was going into another line. Now this is going to take some work to really define later on because it's tricky stuff. And I don't have the benefit of color to differentiate things. So I'm really going to have to work on my line work and commit to lines to try and make this work. So this thing overtook my whole. I'm going to fake like the stems right here. But that's okay though. I mean, got the heavy composition I was looking for. So, and there is a variation. So, okay, here's what we can do: darken this a little bit by putting closer lines, more lines, and that way we'll get the the cylindrical rendering for a 3D effect. And then technically, some of these would be darker as they go right here, or when we go to the inking stage, closer lines together to make the appearance of something darker, as opposed to wider spaces between the lines makes it lighter. Now I will do color versions of these. The first, because the time is limited, the first set is just going to be more like coloring sheets, prints, and coloring booklets. So there's an engagement. Because how I really got started on this whole ADHD zine thing was because I was bottlenecking. I've told the story before, but bottlenecking with too many projects, too many ideas, and then I was stuck and I was getting really frustrated because I had to leave for California to work on my workshop with the alumni, my cohort from the MFA in comics program at San Francisco, and so I was just like freaking out, and I had conventions that I was coming back to, so it was a lot at once. I'm like, and anthologies that need to get done, still need to get done, and so yeah, I was kind of freaking out when it came to that. I'm gonna commit to some veinage right here and separate these leaves a little bit. There we go. That way I can kind of tell. And then I just said, you know what, just go do a Zen doodle or Zen tangle. Just do one tile real quick. And then I always have to do something more than just do the regular tangle. So I added a letter, and then I was like, instead of my initials, like sometimes I would do people's initials and then I'll tangle around it or inside of it and give that to them as a gift. So then I started doing ADHD, and I was like, you know what? Because that's what I was dealing with. I was like, ADHD. And then that's when I just got the idea of doing a whole bunch of these. And then that'd be cool to mix and match and have some type of engagement and stuff like that for somebody else that was dealing with it. So turning, the frustration and the curse into something that was able to, I don't know, make some art out of it. Oh, these are really cool. Okay. So I took up so much space with this that I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of room to add more. So what I'm gonna have to do is use depth of field and act as if these are in the background. And as you can see, if you're watching, you can see I have a very heavy hand. So my son's surprising to start making dog duck noises. A little bit of crossover right here. Like I'm no Shada Campbell. I can't do botanicals like draw them like so simple like Shada does, or like Elizabeth from Plant Based Bread. So we gotta fake it till we make something. This is just to define where the D is. Now looking at the other one, what I did was I drew a texture, and so all this was supposed to be shaded like it was gonna be dark, right? But then now I look at it, it's almost like concrete or mud or rain or something happening, which I kind of dig. And so I'm gonna come up with something right here that kind of emulates that, but not the same thing, because I want there to be some differences in textures as well as differences between the D's. I'm just outlining this really crappily. I make up words, sorry, so that way I can tell where it's at. So hey Phoenix, how you doing, bud? So all right, so we've got that. What would be a good texture? Let's see, that's almost like a concrete ground mud kind of thing. What would be juxtaposed inside there? You know what? Let me look up a reflective mirror or a window pane. Maybe glass. Maybe glass is what we should do. Images of glass, not a mirror, but like a window pane, see through. Doing cool. Just trying to. Oh, these dots! I found one with dots, like rain dots. It might be too close to what I'm doing now, but we'll just go for it. Part of this process is making mistakes and the discovery along the way, the friends we made along the way. So bubbles, so water drips. Yeah, the glasses completely went away now. I'm just doing drips. But you know what? It's still coming off organic, and I can live with that. Yeah, be careful making that look like a booger. And so there's beads, and then there's drips too. I gotta remember that. Yeah, I still can kind of emulate glass a little bit with just like a diagonal shading. This is where we rely on the comic book background, stuff that we've seen drawn from other artists that have come before us. Some little scuff marks on the glass. No, my directions aren't going. I mean, my lines aren't going the same direction, so I will have to fix that in post. But ultimately, I think I'm okay with this. It's not as elegant as that. It's a little more rough, but we got two of them now. So now we go ADHD. So now for the H's, for the A and the H, shh, please. Hey, you're still making noise. God. Okay. I think I definitely don't want to do botanical on these ones. I think I want to do something else because I just did botanicals, so or botanicals as we're calling it. So let me think. I do have. Then again, if I do botanical, I could probably try and emulate this. Like this. This is supposed to be like a crown of thorns, but it's actually just thread that's woven in, which is kind of cool. I bought all these like little aesthetics for my little top-down menu, and then I've got this twine right here too, and ripped paper. So I don't know. Let's look at these textures, and maybe I was saying like I could do skeletons or bones and all that, but I'm doing that for another project, and I don't know if I want to emulate that so soon or again, or if it's too off the mark when it comes to. I'm looking for a sharpener right now. Oh, here it is. So maybe what we'll do. Dang it, that sharpener broke my colored pencil. Now it's stuck in there. I think we'll do some thread. So how does that look? Dangling. Almost looks like hair, right? Or are you misbehaving? You've got so much energy today. I think we'll do that. Okay. So we need to define where the. So this is one plane right here. Okay. Inside here is the other side. So now we got to try and attempt to make this three-dimensional, right? So then we have our main cord, as I'll call it, coming out right here and winding around. Okay. I imagine I'll be redrawing this area eventually. But right now, there's a lot of texture to this cord. So let's go ahead and get that going. And honestly, if I was doing this right, I would be spotting my light sources, like where the light is reflecting off the top of this. Even on the little string of rope, light would be bouncing off of it. But for now, I think we're just kind of like flying by the seat of our pants just to get it figured out compositionally. We'll go back in and tweak it. And this does not even measure up yet. So yeah, I gotta leave it alone because the more I mess with it, the more. And there's all these little threads hanging off of it. Now, what you could do is take the eraser, kneaded eraser, and just kind of rub it over that and thin out some of this heavy pencil. But I'm not doing that right now. Almost at an hour. I did an hour and a half earlier today, so before my body was like, "You need to eat." So we got some twine right there. Feels like it's missing one more component to really like push the aesthetics. I have this crown thingy, but I think I'd rather do that on the next one. So what else could I have right here? That's just where the shadow will go. What else? Just looking around my place. What do I have?
Dad wants some nachos. You gonna make some?
Oh, sure, buddy. Thank you. So, son's, despite him trolling
There's
me.
only turkey meat, so I'm gonna use that.
Oh, okay. He's a good kid. So, oh, there's cork. I have cork, but do I? Ow! Look at this thing right here. That's interesting, isn't it? They got different colors of that. They got black. And what's going to seal this is capturing the light. All right. 1, 2, 3. Got a little bit of triangle going right here. Not so much stuff right here. Let's I can make a shadow right here though. And continue the shadow right here. Shadow right here. And then we'll loop it in between this. Okay. Fill up the space. I will figure out what to do with the H later on. I probably will leave that. Oh, wait a minute. I did textures into that, didn't I? Maybe we go organic and botanical in that. So maybe it's just like some ivy and leaves. Okay. So there's a lot of contention and confusion and tension happening right here. So these will have to be separated somehow. And that means that I probably will go dark inside here and then white highlights to pop this out more. And then maybe go lighter on here. Oh, man. You can just lightly rub this if you can't roll your eraser because it's too old or stiff. So what I have is angles going right here, angles going right here, and that's kind of what I wanted. But again, a little bit more cleaner. And so let's go ahead and compare some of these right now. So the A is completely blank right now. So I don't know. Is it looking like it's even belongs to the same set? Maybe not. Maybe if I print it off on like a red color or color paper, it'll all like kind of uniformly tie together. Again, we'll have to see when we get to the inking stage and everything. But right now, it's I don't know. I'm undecided on it, but that's okay. Got one more to do, and that's another set. So just to review, because you know how I like to review. So
it's not just turkey; it's turkey sausages.
Okay, buddy. We've got this set already done as far as drawn. So it's 1, 2 plus this set. That's 3. I guess for just launching this project, I guess it's maybe enough to take for the first show here in August. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 sets. And I could have sworn I had another set. I just can't recall right now where that's at. And then, one comic once I'm done drawing the characters' faces in. And what else did I have? I think I had some other pieces that were already tangled and inked that I was going to take as like a bigger print, more of a landscape postcard size print. And I might want to do a few more of those. So, and I probably will do those. Oh, we have technically, also I have this. And by the way, I use these rulers sometimes to kind of divide up the sections on the tangles. So that way I'm working with a smaller. So remember this. Well, I started thinking about another one. So I don't know. I might have enough eventually if I keep doodling in this to have that. So by the time I have plans for a lot of these just because it's kind of calming and helps center me. So the library will get bigger as I go forward. But,
yeah, and I call this one the breakfast nachos.
Okay, son. So, all right.
That sausage.
Okay, so my son's making food. Breakfast nachos, barbecue. Puts barbecue on everything. So stuff that I'm not supposed to have. So, all right, Logan, here you go. Oh, I just found the other tingles. Can I trade you this? It's hot. Be careful.
Okay, what do you need?
I need that blue book. Yeah, just hand me the whole book. Thank you. Okay. And then I'm also working on patterns, creating patterns.
So where do you want your food?
Buddy, I'm still streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, so right now I gotta focus on this.
I'm just gonna put it on the table when you need it.
I thought that was yours.
Oh no, I have 2. One for you, one for me.
Oh, thank you. Okay, he made me one. That's nice. I'm just putting in the microwave then. So, thank you. So I'm already thinking about Halloween. Like to me, Halloween's like 365 days a year if I could have my choice. So I'm already working on different patterns and doodles and stuff like that. So again, building up that asset library. And we have this as part of a bigger, longer project. It's another accordion book set that I'm doing. So these I'm going to take my time on. This will probably be phase 2. And then I was working on cover contests because the ADHD stands for a damn hard day, which tends to be by the time I'm done with the day, that's usually where I'm at. So I was working on different design treatments, and we'll see where that goes. The other project that I wanted to show that I haven't gotten a chance to show yet is something I might wait till Wednesday for workshop Wednesdays to do, and we'll get into that maybe on Wednesday. But we've hit the hour mark now, and so hour and a half, hours, so 2.5 hours today total. And I think I'm gonna drink this coffee, eat these nachos, and jump in the Discord and hang out with some of the planner community and just kind of get some ideas and then go from there. And then tomorrow I got physical therapy for the bicep tear of the arm, so I have to be up a little bit early. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. So thank you again. Thanks to Jess for showing up. Where is Jess's channel? Let me find Jess's channel because I really like that channel a lot. So I always go blank when I need to put something on a spot and I can't remember the full URL or YouTube name. So there we are. All right. So I'm going to drop. I hope this link works. I'm going to drop it in the comment section. But yeah, I really enjoy this channel, and whenever I'm need organization, this is a good place to go to when I'm trying to figure out. You're watching me on YouTube also. Thanks, Phoenix. Okay. I don't know why it's not letting me. Why is it not letting me post in my own comment section? That's weird. Oh, you know why? Because I'm on the wrong thing. Okay. I don't have control. So bullet journaling, planning, and things of that nature. This is one of the channels that helps me out. Okay, this is just crap. It won't even let me put the YouTube thing in there. Sorry, I'm still getting used to how all this works. Oh, I copied it from the wrong place. Okay. Yeah, I'm very green when it comes to this stuff. All right. So, okay. So anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And Wednesdays, I might do an impromptu stream tomorrow. We'll see. I probably should do some like house cleaning and studio stuff and apply for some more jobs. Teaching jobs online. Oh my God, it's stressful. As much as I want to just keep drawing and coloring, but bills have got to get paid somehow, some way. So, and I got to get this framed and get this to the person that it belongs to. But thank you so much, and I will see you Wednesday, the latest, or tomorrow maybe. Thanks.